Hi, everybody. Happy New Year. Welcome, welcome. I always wait 2 minutes. So if you would type in the chat where you are, where you're zooming in from, and what paper you're going to use to make your window star, if you're going to make it with me. I'd love to see some different paper names. Hi, Joanne, New Jersey. Thanks to members who are attending too. Wisconsin. Ooh, I miss it's jumping around. Kite paper, great. Southern Florida, Oregon, New York. A lot of people are using the kite paper. Cool. Anybody using something else? Uh, it took you an hour to find, Sally says, to find her kite paper. That would be me. I ordered kite paper because I couldn't find. I know I have the box filled with rectangles already cut. Mulberry paper, awesome. Wendy from the UK, welcome. You can make this with any paper. So the kite paper just has a translucent quality. Bennington, Vermont, mulberry paper. Parchment, great. Robin.
Are,
Okay, just
are
waiting.
you taping this to,
Yes,
okay, so we can watch it after?
yes. Yeah,
Thank
I'm
you.
waiting till 2 minutes after to officially get started. So we're almost there. Um, St. Petersburg, Florida, Devon, England. Welcome, everybody. Northampton, Massachusetts. Yeah, we're just typing where we are and what kind of paper we're using. And then it is 2 minutes after, so I'm going to get started. Hi, everyone. I'm Helen. I wanted to just tell you that this meeting is being recorded, and I will send you the recording later today with all of the links. We are dropping some links in the chat. If you want to copy them and know how to do that, save the chat, you can, but you don't have to because I will send them to you. Um, yeah, and I'm going to start out doing a PowerPoint presentation telling you a little bit about the Paper Year program. This is the kickoff. The Paper Year is 5 years old today. We had our first Zoom on January 2nd, 2021. So happy birthday to the Paper Year. If you have questions at any time, just type them in the chat, please. And I have Lori Moorhead here who's assisting me, and she'll be monitoring the chat. And then we'll make our window stars. And at the end, I think we'll have time to do a little show and tell. And so you can hold up your star and maybe we'll grab a screenshot. And you're also welcome to share on Instagram and tag me. The tags are in the chat, so I've given you all that information. Okay, so I am going to share my screen and talk a little bit about the paper year. Get my notes here. Okay, so as you probably know, the paper year is open to new members right now through January 15th. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Helen Hebert and I run a paper making studio high up in Colorado's Rocky Mountains near Vail and Beaver Creek ski resorts. We need snow. In a tiny hamlet called Red Cliff. It's an old mining town. And I drive 20 miles up into the mountains to the studio 3 days a week, which is near this or underneath the road through under the Green Bridge. Okay. I sometimes have issues with my slides advancing. I'm having it right now. Darn it.
Helen, try double clicking on the slide.
With my mouse.
Yeah.
No, I'm getting all
Okay.
kinds of things.
Your mouse pad, is that
Oh,
working? Okay.
there. I don't know what happened. Sheesh. Okay, so sorry. I hold two in-person papermaking master classes in my studio each summer for those who want to take a deep dive into papermaking, as well as an annual retreat, which involves both papermaking and working with ready-made sheets. I've also started hosting a week-long paper retreat in Taos, New Mexico every July. Many of you know me as the author of papermaking and papercraft how-to books. The Art of Papercraft features projects you can make with a single sheet of paper, one of my passions, and Weaving with Paper just came out in December. It's another passion. We're beginning the 6th paper year, which started in January of 2021, and this slide shows part of the paper year library, which is a clickable guide into each and every project we've created over the years. We explore a new technique and project every month, and you gain access to the entire library of 60 past projects when you become a member of the paper year. The paper year is broken into quarters. This slide shows the quarter we just completed. Every 3 months, I design 2 projects, and I invite a guest artist to design a 3rd project. In addition to gaining skills for working with paper, members enjoy being part of a generous, supportive, friendly paper community. Here's a quick recap of what we did last quarter. We created these paper cut profiles of people, pets, and inanimate objects in October. I create a video and PDF instructions every month, which members get access to in the online classroom on the first Monday of the month. And then participants create their unique variations, choosing their own papers and adapting the structure to fit their ideas and concepts. Members create the projects and share images of their work in a private community on a user-friendly teaching platform called Ruzuku. And it is so inspiring for me and participants alike to see what others are creating. We learn about papers we don't know about, we get ideas for variations on the project, and we are simply inspired. We explored these slit stars with guest artist Catherine Miller of Biopia Press in November. Not only does our quarterly guest artist design the monthly project, but they also attend a monthly Zoom session to talk about their work. One asset of the Paper Year community is the vast amount of knowledge and experience that exists across the group. Member Lori Moorhead, who is also assisting me here on Zoom, showed us how to roll paper beads during an open studio session, and then members continued experimenting and posting their variations in the classroom. We created a pop-up tree in December, and a few other tree concepts crept into our community. A couple of members just posted their annual review. Here you see Susan Ruptash's paper year. These are all of the projects she created throughout 2025. And Elaine Chu shared hers as well. How fun to see their overview of the year. Each quarter, we also have a surface design workshop, which is a 2-hour live online workshop. Our most recent workshop was with Beth Kephart, who led us in some writing exercises, which we then integrated into some paper weavings. All Zoom events are recorded and posted for those who cannot attend live. There are 2 ways to join the paper year. All of this is outlined online on my webpage, which is in the chat. But in brief, PDF subscribers will receive just that, a PDF with instructions for the monthly project. All-in subscribers receive the PDF, video instructions, and a couple of monthly Zoom meetings. This is the only time of year, right now in January, that you can sign up and pay an annual fee, which includes 2 months free. Or you can still sign up to pay by the month. And please note that this is a subscription, so you will automatically be billed each month or annually, but you can cancel at any time. And if you cancel your subscription, you do lose access to the Paper Year library. All In-Plan members meet on Zoom twice a month, which I mentioned, and we often have a special guest at our monthly Zoom meeting, which will either be a guest artist, A paper supplier like Two Hands Papery will be our next guest supplier. They're based in Boulder, Colorado, and they carry hundreds of decorative papers from around the world, along with stationery, journals, and assorted paper paraphernalia. Ooh, that's a hard word to say. We also have 2-hour monthly open studio Zoom sessions where members can carve out time to complete the monthly project, spend time getting to know each other, and share paper tips, resources, and talk about current paper-related events. Here's a quick peek at what we're doing this coming quarter. In January, this will be the project will be delivered on next Monday. We're making this little books rock structure. In February, we'll explore this expandable file folder designed by guest artist Roberta Lavador, who will meet with us on Zoom as well. She's an amazing book artist and inventor. And in March, we'll construct this pop-up lantern, which I originally designed for my book Paper Illuminated. And this project works really well with elephant hide paper, a German paper that folds really well. And of course, we talk about paper in the paper year. I'm excited to have Paul Jackson as a guest instructor in March. Originally from the UK, Paul now lives in Israel with his wife, Miri Golan. They are both paper folding experts, and Paul will introduce us to some of the ways he folds paper. By the way, this title, non-model folding, I had to ask him what that meant, and it's very clever. So unlike with origami, where you often fold a familiar shape like a dog or a star, he focuses on open-ended folding techniques that can lead you in many directions. And he's taught students of fashion design, architecture, really thinking broadly about how to fold paper and other materials. We're a friendly bunch, and the paper year is a welcoming community for all. We are a diverse group in how we come to paper. We have different lifestyles. We are crafters and working artists. Some of us juggle parenting, others juggle full-time jobs, and some are retired. And this amazing material, paper, ties us together. That's the paper year in a nutshell. Please visit the link that's in the chat to watch my video trailer, read more, and join us. So now I will answer any questions if there are any. And otherwise we'll move on to the project. And if,
I'm so sorry. When do you have that Zoom meeting? When?
if you look at the registration page,
Okay.
it outlines the Zoom meetings. So we have one Zoom meeting, usually the second Thursday or Saturday, I alternate. And then we have our open studios towards the end of the month on a Thursday or Friday, and those alternate. And they're all recorded. So if you can't attend, you can watch the recording. But I try to alternate them so some people can come to some, and some to others. Any other questions right now about the paper year?
Yes, please, Helen. The first Monday of the month, what time is that?
Well, it's online. It's just delivered. I can't remember. I think I have it set to midnight. Like so
Oh,
it just will be populated in the program. And then you go in and you watch my video. It's not live,
oh, okay.
pre-recorded video. Yeah.
Okay. And can you kindly explain what does surface design actually mean?
Surface design, and I'm breaking the rules a little bit because we've done a lot of surface design workshops. So it's ways to work on top of a sheet of paper. So paste paper, marbling, eco printing, that kind of thing, paper cutting. So taking a sheet of paper and adding to it before you make it into something else. So those are what the surface design workshops have been. But now I did the weaving with words. So we did some writing exercises that we integrated into weaving. So it's a range, and we usually have a guest artist that comes. And the unique thing about the surface design workshops are that they are an actual Zoom meeting, like where we're working together versus the pre-recorded that I just mentioned.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Hi, Helen.
Hi.
Okay. Um, any other questions right now? We're doing great on time. So I have time to answer questions. If any pop into mind, just drop them in the chat or unmute yourself and ask them as we go along. Okay, so now, yeah, let's go to my hands. Okay, so let me just show you my materials, and hopefully you got the message about how to cut your paper. If you didn't, it is in the chat. Lori just dropped it in there. So I am using kite paper, which is a little bit larger than 6 by 6 inches. And basically, we are cutting our paper into 8 rectangles. So you see mine, I cut several sheets, and I'm going to show you 2 different things. So you can see I just cut all the paper at one time into my stack of 8 into this size. But I have enough paper I could make 8 window stars out of the 8 sheets, or you can make 1 window star out of 1 sheet. And so yeah, here's a multicolored, but here's another one that is not so many colors. So I did 2 each of 4 colors. So there are so many ways to assemble the elements that we're going to fold, and patterns for color, ways to arrange them with color. So I'm going to do another one like this, although it's going to be a little bit smaller. And I'm going to show you another paper after, because it's fun to experiment. I'm always thinking, what if I do this with another paper? And by the way, I'm just going to say this now. I put a link in the chat, and I'll send this to you afterwards, that shows a different window star. So there are many different window star patterns. So you see this interesting element is created because I started with a square instead of a rectangle. And so there's a link to a website that has 3 different window star patterns. And these are Waldorf pattern. If you know of Waldorf education, my kids went to a Waldorf charter school in Portland, Oregon. And that's where I was introduced to these. I do like this paper from Mercurius. I bought a different one online, which was called kite paper, but it's a little bit different, so it's like the brand name and there are knockoffs. So I found Mercurius to make the kite paper that I like. And this pack, I saw many of you ordered it. I think you get 10 sheets each of 10 different colors. And you can find kite paper in larger sizes as well. Okay, so all I need is my 8 rectangles and some glue. And I put a link to this particular glue stick in the chat as well. This is called Yamato, Yamato. It's in the chat. And that's the brand name. And it's a Japanese glue stick. And the reason I like it is it does not dry out as quickly as a lot of glue sticks. I find some of them tend to dry out. And when I go to use them, they're no good. So this seems to last for a long time. Okay, so this is one of those projects where you kind of just get into doing the same thing over and over. So we're going to fold all 8 of these the same way. Once you fold one, I think you'll remember how to fold the next, but I'll be doing this 8 times in case you need to watch again. So I'm going to take one rectangle and fold it in half lengthwise. And just try to be as accurate as you can.
Helen, would you suggest if we're using origami and there's a white side and a color side, is there a preference?
Yeah. Well, that's something I was going to show later. So here, I did an origami paper. Well, I don't have a white and a color. So I would put the white on the inside. I'll show you this later. Forget I showed you that. So just have the white on the inside. Yeah, color on the outside. So does that make sense? And then we're going to open it up and you're going to fold all four corners into that center line. So you're going to make a little triangle. And just the more accurate you can be, the more things are going to line up, especially when this gets illuminated. You will see all the overlapping paper. So the more accurate it can be, the better. And if I'm just going to wait a moment, but if you're already done with that, you can start your next one. So we're just going to be doing this over and over till we have 8. And so the last step for folding is that just on one end, both sides, you're going to fold again into the center. So right on top of that fold you just made. And I try to hold the previous fold down while I'm doing that because it tends to want to slip. This kite paper is slippery. So just do the best you can. And by number 8, you're going to be a whiz. So this is what we need, 8 of these. And I do want to show you, if you're slow, I don't recommend doing this, but if you're fast, you can open up and put a little glue on each of these little flaps just to hold them down if you want a really flat window star. Now, I think they look nice both ways. If you don't glue them, it's just going to be a little puffier, and that looks fine. So that's just something else I wanted to show you. Okay. So now I'll just talk through doing it again. So I'm going to fold in half lengthwise. Then I'm going to unfold that. Then I'm going to fold all 4 corners into the center fold. Trying to line up on that center line as best I can. And then on one end, I will fold again into the center line. So now let me know if you need me, if anyone needs me to show again, otherwise I'm just gonna start working. But if you want me to talk you through it, I can. So just let me know in the chat or unmute yourself. And I just want to mention that I kind of indicated this before, but there are many, many ways to fold these. And you can also make window stars. You can start with squares instead of rectangles. You could change the scale of your rectangle. You could use more than 8 pieces of paper, so you can experiment with how many pieces of paper. Like I've done 10, I know you can do 12. So there are just lots and lots of ways to make these. I've also seen gigantic ones. So kind of aiding out, you can add more paper and build up a large diameter.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is there a proportion that you follow if you want to make a bigger star? A proportion of the paper size, I mean?
I know what you're talking about. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know the answer.
Okay.
I haven't done that. I'm like interested in so many things, so many ways to work with paper, and that's something I just haven't explored. Um, and maybe somebody good in math, or I don't even know, but it just reminds me that Paul Jackson, who I mentioned, who's going to be a guest artist, he has a new book called Folding and Geometry. So I bet he could just answer that question, even if he's never folded one of these.
Can I just comment?
Do you know? Yeah.
Well, I would say this, if we're starting with a square, then you can start with any size square
Right.
and cut it in half and then cut one of those in quarters and it should work. It should
Oh,
be,
yeah, that's for sure. But there are other variables. Like you can, like if you had 10, if you wanted 10 segments instead of 8,
oh,
they're a different ratio. So,
okay.
but yes, thank you.
I think what I would try is double 3 to 6 and double 1.5 to 3. And then I would have rectangles and just proceed from there. Does that make sense?
Oh, just to make a bigger one?
Yes.
Yes. So that's what this other woman just said. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Got
can
it.
start with a bigger square and cut it into 8. That definitely. I
Got
thought
it.
you were asking something. I was going way more complicated. I could have said I know. So if you didn't type in the chat earlier what paper you're using and where you're from, you could type that. It's fun to see the range of papers, and we should have time at the end to actually show also. So I've seen origami paper, onion paper, printed deli paper, and vellum, kite paper, deli paper that I decorated. Cool. Vellum. I'm curious how the vellum works. I didn't say not to use it, but sometimes it cracks when you fold it. So I hope you're not having that issue. Let's see. Okay, good. Envelope paper, security envelope paper, cool. Heidi, I can walk you through how to fold these. I'll talk through the next one. Tissue paper. Yeah, tissue paper is a little fragile, Paula, but you're a whiz, so I'm sure you'll make it work. I saw a question now, it went out of my head. Okay, what part do we glue down? I'll go through another whole one. And then there was another question. Okay. If you had another
The
question,
name of the glue stick.
the name of the glue. Okay, yeah, that's in the chat. It's Yamato, Yamato. And I will send that to you with the replay. So all the links I will send, like where to get the kite paper, where to get the glue stick, and a few other things. How to sign up for the paper year. Okay, so just in case, I'm going to do one. Let me just start a new one. So I'm going to fold my rectangle in half, and I'll show gluing this in a moment because someone asked that too. I'm going to open it up. Then I'm going to fold all 4 corners in to that center line. And then on one end, I'm going to fold 2 corners in. Again, just on the one end. But, you know, I'm sure there's a variation you could do where you fold both ends in, right? So lots of variations. Okay, and then I have these three more to fold and then I'm gonna move on. So if you're done folding all of yours and you wish to glue these flaps down, you can just open them up and just put a little dab of glue underneath each one. And you can do it on the bottom as well. You've got some layers of paper, so you could glue between the layers or just do one. So there's some options. Okay. So let me fold my final three. We talk about paper qualities in the paper year too, and this kite paper folds really well, so it's got great foldability. You know, like you don't have to glue it. Some papers would just spring up because there's paper grain. I'm sure a lot of you know what that is. And we're folding not really with the grain on this paper. It's thin, it's flexible, it's translucent. So those are some of the qualities of the kite paper. Okay, I'm on my last one, and then we will assemble with glue. Now, I highly recommend glue stick because this paper is thin, and if you used a wet glue like PVA or white glue, it could seep through. I do think this has a barrier though, because it's wax. This is like wax paper, but it's colored. But you would want to use a brush and just put on a really light coat if you're going to use white glue. And then double-sided tape would just be kind of a pain to work with. And I think you would see it because it's a physical object, right? You would be putting a little square of paper. So I am using glue stick. And okay, Gail made an interesting comment here. Yamato glue on Amazon.ca is liquid. So there's a Yamato paste in a green tube. I don't know if that's what you saw. And then there's a Yamato glue stick. So I would search specifically for Yamato glue stick, and I gave you a link. It is a US link, but you can see it at least and try to replicate. And then I know Washi Arts, which is a supplier. It's also in the US, but they partner with the Japanese paper place in Canada. So I think you can get that from them. Okay, so you don't really have to line anything up, but I'll just have all my little ducks in a row here. And so you'll see I have some that I glued down and some that I didn't, and it really doesn't matter. But the way we're going to assemble these is we have this wider edge that we only folded once, as opposed to the skinnier edge. So these are the points of our star, and this is the center. So you want to make sure you have the side that just has the one fold that you're going to glue onto. And let me just show you before I actually glue. So what we're going to do is take another one, the same single folded, and we're going to line it up to the point here and to the center fold line on the one next to it. Like that. And then we're just gonna go around and keep doing that. So you'll see me, I'm gonna do that now. And so if you have any particular order that you want these glued together, you can do that. Like if you want every other one, which I did here, I had to make sure I followed my pattern, red, blue, orange, purple, red, blue, orange, purple. Okay, so, and I'm not gonna worry about being perfect with the glue. I'm just gonna put a swath of glue. You'll kind of see where this overlaps. And I'm gonna line up that corner, the center point, and then I'm lining the pink one on the orange center line. And I'll glue that down. And then I'm just gonna work my way around. And then there's just one trick when you get to the end. You might figure it out yourself, but of course I will show it. So I'm going to take the next one and put it on top. So they're all going one on top of the other. And just taking a moment to make sure the center point lines up and the blue edge of this piece lines up with the pink center line. Okay, I'm going to try to space out my two dark colors. Now you do see sometimes the glue stick shows a little bit on the really light colors. So I don't know how to avoid that other than just making sure the glue's really even. So I don't have any glue here. And sometimes it seems to dry clear, but I do notice it sometimes in my finished dry stars.
Excuse me, Helen, I missed how big the rectangles were. I know it was in the chat, but it went by too fast. So how big were your rectangles to begin with?
I'm dropping it into the chat again.
Thank
There.
you.
Yeah, and so I started with this kite paper, which is square. So any square cut into 8 pieces. This is about 6 by 6 inches. And so my pieces were 1.5 by 3 inches. And so let me just pause and show this. If you want to just look up. So here's a square that I just folded in half one way, and then in half the other way, and then in half again. So now I have 8, and then I could just cut on those lines. So that's just
Thank you.
easy way to get 8 pieces out of any square of paper. And again, I've said, you could start with a different proportioned rectangle and experiment and see what happens for a different kind of star. Okay, I'm going to wait just a moment. So I've got all of them together except the last one. It looks like I'm done because these line up, right? But I need this one here. And we're going to do that just a little differently. And again, I'm sure some of you have figured this out. You can go ahead and do it. It's like closing the top of a moving box. One goes over, one goes under. Robin's asking, what cutting tool do I use? So I used an X-Acto knife, but there are also portable paper cutters. I don't have mine right here. I might actually, let me see. This is a portable paper cutter. So it's really nice for sheets that are smaller by 12 by 12 inches. You can put your paper in here, align it right up on that fold. And then it's got a knife that you just swipe and cut. And then I can turn it and do the other way. And it's also got a scoring tool. So if you need to score paper, like a card. So yeah, this is a great tool for cutting. Okay, so let me do my last one. So, we were just gluing one on top of the other. So this green piece now I will glue right on top of the purple. And I'm just going to show you a head. And then I'm going to fold it over and pull this yellow back and put glue on the yellow. I will actually do this. And then stick that down so that it's going in pattern. Now, of course, you could just glue this on top, but then you have a whole green section where you only have a half of the other colors. So it's more accurate to do this. So I'm actually going to go ahead and tuck this piece out of the way. I'm going to put glue on my purple, just going in pattern of what I was doing. I'll stick my green, lining it up just like I did all the others. Yay, it's fitting perfectly. And now I can just put the glue on the green, working in the same pattern, and fold that yellow one down. Joanne put her beautiful alternating colored star in the chat. Look at that. Nice work.
Thank you. I can't wait to get this kite paper. Thank you so much. I never heard of it before, so thank you.
Yeah, and I don't have a good way to show you how it illuminates, except I have this little light. But you see how you get all the overlaps of the folds in addition to just the cool looking star. So if you hang it in a window, you can really enjoy it. And then this other one, this one starts with squares. And there's a link in the chat, and I will send that link to you for how to fold 3 different window stars, including the one we just did. So the way this one's done, you get this cool checkerboard pattern on each star. And again, this was a square that was folded in a different way. So there's just so many ways to do this. And then I want to show you one other thing, because I just love trying different papers. So I was at my local bookstore last week and I picked up this origami paper. Now, somebody mentioned earlier their origami paper was white on the back. That is pretty normal. And there are a lot of papers that are colored on both sides, but it's not the norm. So it's fun when you find one that has color on one side. So check out what I did. Now, this won't have any translucent quality, so I wouldn't hang it in a window. But I got this really cool pattern that looks like a quilt to me, just using one sheet of this paper. And I want to show you one thing that I did with this, which you might not think of right off the bat, which is to fold 4 like this and 4 like this. So you see how I have the blue paper on the outside here and the pattern here. Now, of course, I could have done it the other way, but this gives me this interesting quilt-like pattern in the center. And then look on the back, it's going to look like Joanne's in the chat. So that's pretty cool too. So lots of possibilities. I had a student use sewing pattern paper one time, which that's also pretty fragile, but it looked really pretty as the star. So yeah, try what you have, and hopefully just doing this once gives you other ideas. Ooh, I could try that paper, or what if I tried that paper? And that's a really fun element of the paper year because I have this one project, that I introduce every month, and it's a technique and project. So I encourage people to go off on tangents and do other things related to the technique we're exploring.
Helen,
Yes.
does gluing all the folds make the star sturdier?
Yeah, it's a little sturdier, but I mean,
Okay,
what are you going to be doing? You're going to put this in a window. I don't know if that's a quality you need,
okay,
but
thank you.
yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
And I showed this to Lori yesterday, and she said, "Ooh, I could make tiny ones." Now, getting tinier than this is going to be tricky to fold, and put them on a note card. So that'd be fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I'd love to see some of your stars. And if you have any other questions, we've got quite a bit of time here, so that's nice. Put me back my face. If you have any other questions or about the paper year or about window stars or paper in general, I'm happy to answer them. Deborah says Yoo-hoo glue sticks are used in bookmaking. How do they compare? So Yoo-hoo's great and it's archival, which I love. Um, and I just have found sometimes it dries out. I haven't had one of these dry out on me yet. So that's the only thing. So if you use a lot of glue stick, that might not be an issue. I also live in a dry climate. So yeah, there are lots of reasons that a glue stick might dry out. Okay, Kathleen's goodbye. She can't wait to make zillions of stars. Okay. The kimono paper is a 6x6 inch origami, but any square can be cut into 8 rectangles and just start from there. Don't even worry about the size.
I know, but how big were the initial rectangles that you,
Oh,
because the star was bigger.
I'm going to drop that in the chat again. Oh,
yeah,
for the,
we have how to cut it.
this
It
is
was-
the kite paper.
See.
What I just dropped in the chat refers to the kite paper.
Here are my 2 stars. They're the same, pretty much the
Oh.
same size. So it was an optical illusion.
Well,
Oh,
the kite paper is a 1/4 of an inch on each
Bigger.
direction, bigger, just slightly.
Yeah, this is like 6 1/4 by 6 1/4 square cut down into 8, and this is 6x6 cut down.
okay.
The kind of Komodo paper that you showed, it's only $6 on Amazon for 200 sheets.
Yeah, it's really reasonable. And I put a link, there's a link, I'll send it to you. I saw that this morning. I think I paid more than that at my bookstore, $8.99. So there you go.
You were supporting your
so-
local bookstore.
I was
Go
supporting.
bookstores.
Yes, absolutely. Anne says she used wax paper and they resemble snowflakes. Cool. Okay, so if you'd like to share now, we will spotlight you and just go to Lori, tell them what to do.
Down on the bottom of your screen, there's a react button. It's a little heart icon. Click on that and click on the raise hand icon, not the thumbs up, that disappears. The raised hand, the open palm, click on that one. And then as people do that, I will spotlight them. So first one is Katie Sprugel. Apologies if I have
Nope, you are quite right.
Oh,
So
look-
I did 2. I had some kite paper because I've always loved that stuff.
yeah.
And this is a fun tissue paper that I had. It's a little stiffer than your normal tissue paper, had a metallic overprint on it. I actually almost like this side better because
Ooh,
you
yeah,
can see
right.
the patterns a little
Yeah.
bit more.
Hmm. I actually think that's the front. That was when I'm looking at mine, I look at the more folds as the front. But yeah, beautiful. Thank you.
Okay,
Um,
sorry, Shelley Murphy next. Did you want to say something?
I just want to say I saw a question. The links will come with the recording, so you'll get all the links that we've shared. Hi, Shelley. Let's see. White on white. Love it. Yeah, and you can see the translucency. Is that copy or paper or is it a kite paper or something? You're muted. You have to
There I
unmute.
go.
Okay.
This is freezer paper.
Oh, yeah. Freezer paper. Excellent. You know, wrapping paper would be great too. I just thought of that when I saw the first example.
And it has a shiny side and a dull side. I
Uh-huh.
love it.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, yeah. You're welcome. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay, Jan Segnar, again, apologies if it's not right.
Ooh, lovely.
Mm.
I love that light pink.
Yeah.
I actually used a flying lantern paper.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that stuff. Okay.
Hmm.
Wow. So I think that's probably tissue paper. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's very tissue-like.
Yeah.
It's
Thank
very
you.
tissue-like, but it folded well.
Uh-huh.
And yeah,
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you.
you're welcome. Thank you.
Isabel Lindsay.
Hello from sunny Scotland.
Hi.
I sadly didn't manage to organize myself
Oh.
to have another paper. So, however, this is what it comes out of sad printer paper. So it's pretty
Oh.
I don't know how to do that.
Yeah. You learned the
Looks all right.
technique.
Learn the technique. As you can tell, I didn't have a pair of scissors to hand either, but that didn't make any odds. So if you just look at that side, it looks much prettier. So thank you for that. It was really rather fun.
And just looking at regular printer paper makes me think you could print a pattern on your printer
Oh,
paper
yes,
or
you
two
could.
patterns, right? And then,
Yeah. And
yeah.
that size is perfect. It still folds without you losing your fingernails, because any smaller than that would become really difficult. But it
Yeah.
holds. As a structure goes, it's pretty firm, actually.
Thanks
Anyway,
for
thank
coming.
you.
Lori, can you repeat? I saw a question, how to raise your hand. Can you just repeat those instructions?
Look for the react button. It should be, I'm assuming, on the bottom of your Zoom screen. Maybe on an iPad it's different. Click on the react button and look for the raised hand, the open palm. Click on that, and then I'll get to you. We've got 7 people already with their raised hands. So the next one is Hillary Rath.
Hi.
Hillary.
I used wax tissue paper for mine.
Ooh, beautiful.
Mm.
Where do you get wax tissue paper?
In my junk drawer.
In your junk drawer. Okay. Cool. I love it. Thank you.
You bet.
Okay, Paula Krieg is next.
Hey, Paula.
You're muted.
Hi. And I think I've got a little bit of, well,
Oh, yeah, we can see the light. Beautiful. Two different
remember,
blues.
yes, 2 different blues tissue papers, and it was not particularly fun to to fold, but it worked. It worked. I was
Yeah.
careful.
Wonderful.
So thank you. It's beautiful. I love it. I can't wait to put it on my window.
Yeah.
Next is Ann Torrey. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Something's wrong. Ann Torrey, you need to turn on your camera so I can spotlight you. Okay, I'm going to go to Trisha Wilson and then I'll come back to Ann if she can get her spotlight, her camera on. There. Okay. This is
Oh,
Trisha.
Trisha. Beautiful.
I ironed the freezer
Oh.
paper onto the tissue paper to give it some backing. I can't get some light, but I think
Oh.
the back is nicer where you
Yeah.
get the
You have the
pattern
more
and the
geometry.
solid.
Yes, I agree.
But this was fun. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Okay, now we get to see Ann Torrey.
Hi, sorry about that.
That's
I'm
okay.
just gonna see if I can show you
Oh,
in
in the
the
window.
light.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
That's
Is-
kitchen parchment paper.
Yeah, love it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Joanne says everyone's star is unique. That is so true. Everybody uses paper.
Next one is Robin Skillern. Again, apologies if I'm obliterating names.
Hi, Robin.
Hi. Ooh, let's see. I have to turn my.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Is that kite
Mm.
paper?
This is parchment.
Oh, parchment. Yeah.
Mhm. Thank
Lovely.
you. It was
Oh,
fun.
thank you.
Mm.
You're welcome.
So it didn't crack on you.
Oh, sorry. It's like food parchment paper.
Yeah,
It's a
not
parchment
velvet.
roll, but no, it didn't crack.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Next is Annika Vandermeij. Again, apologies.
Annika.
Annika.
Oh, beautiful.
Paper. Here I am.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
Is that
it's,
yours, honey paper?
I guess it's also tissue paper. I really don't know. I just found it somewhere. And I had to look it up I even don't know in Dutch what kind of paper it is. So, but it is thin. Yeah. And thank you for the workshop. It was very nice.
Oh, wonderful. You're welcome. Thank you for coming.
Yeah. Next one is Helen Spielman.
Thanks. I made one just like Helen's.
Yay.
I wanted to try this kite paper, and I think these would look really nice with a real diamond in the middle.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to do with mine.
Okay. Send me a picture.
Okay.
And by the way, everyone, feel free to email me a picture if you want, or post on Instagram and tag me. It'd be fun to see your stars.
Okay, next one is Carol Iacovelli, I'm guessing. Okay.
Oh, Carol, you made a big one.
You're muted.
You're muted. We can't hear you.
Yes, I started with 3-inch by 6-inch pieces and
Okay.
I just doubled the size just to see how that would work. And yeah, and that's parchment paper, kind of a lightweight parchment paper. It's just from some scraps that I had, so I don't know exactly the origin of it, but some kind of parchment
It
paper.
really shows off this a floral pattern in the middle. Yeah.
It does. Yeah, pretty. Thank you.
Amy Estabrook.
Okay, I used just
Oh, hi, Amy.
two tissues that I found in my drawer.
Yeah. Looks fun with the embedded
The
elements.
blue-green one is tough because it's got little texture. I think it's a handmade
Yeah.
thing, so it's got all these little chunks of God knows what in it.
Right, but it looks interesting with the light. I can see the light coming through.
Yeah, it'd be nice if I could arrange this so that
We see it. We see it. Yeah.
Nice.
Looks
Also, while I'm up here, I just discovered I have this. I wish I could tell you what kind of, but if that
different kind of-
graphic looks familiar to anybody, it's a really nice Japanese glue stick.
Right.
But I just can't tell you what brand it is because I don't read Japanese.
Well, yeah, if you get Google Translate, you can I don't know how that would help though.
Yeah.
It would read it for you.
I
Probably
mean, I
said-
think it was recommended to me from, either this class or another bookbinding group that I was involved in. But it's nice because it goes on smoothly. You need very little, and it seems to. I don't know how many years I've had this thing, where I just threw out a bunch of old Yoo-hoos.
Okay, we're gonna move on. A couple more.
Bye-bye.
Sure. Thank
Sarah
you.
Stahl.
I used jelly printed deli paper and
nice.
my silent partner, can you hold that one up? We used deli and or we use vellum and kite paper too. So
Oh, beautiful.
yeah,
Ooh.
thanks.
Yeah, yours really remind me of stained glass. That was one of my initial interests in these stars because they look like stained glass. Yeah.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
thanks.
Thanks for coming.
Okay, Rick Rempel.
Hi.
Hi, Rick.
So I used some kind of plastic vellum paper,
Uh-huh.
and it was hard to fold and it was really hard to glue, but it sort of worked. And
Yeah.
I couldn't find in Canada the kite paper, the proper one, but I could only find 5 colors, so I decided to paint them and mark them with
Yeah, that looks
pens and
great.
stuff. So, yeah, so it's
Beautiful.
almost 3D because it won't fold and glue on the
Uh-huh.
ends, but I
Yeah.
like it. Yeah.
I love it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, and now I'm going to show mine because I
Perfect.
actually did it. Okay, so I used security envelope paper.
Mhm.
And because it's something that was mailed to me, there's printing on the outside. And I was worried. I was trying to make sure that I, kept the edges of the sheet I was working on to not have any printing on it. But I realized by alternating, I can, have the edges can have printing because they get folded in. So I was able to work with that. And then this is the other side. I think it's really nice. I mean, it's a really simple. And this is the other thing is I started with a 5.5 inch square, and from here to here is 5.5 inches. So that's what if you want to, like, I would like to make something that more like 4 for my note cards.
Right.
That would mean I would start with a 4-inch square.
Yeah. Ooh, cool.
So
Love
that's the math of it is the finished size is the same from point to point as the original size.
Lori, hold that up next to you again. I'm going to take a picture next to your face so I get your face too. And keep holding it because there's a question. This is what I consider the front side of the star. Okay. Yeah. The other side, now turn it over. Yeah. It just doesn't show all of the folds and patterns. Now, depending on what paper you use, it looks different, but this is the back. Okay. We did
It's a lot more interesting. Yeah.
Put my face back on before we stop the recording. And I'll stay on for a minute or two if anybody has any last questions. But thanks so much for spending an hour with me and making a window star. And if you post, please tag me so I see it. Thank you.
Can you hear me? It's Amy.
Yeah.
I had earlier said to you that I wanted to switch to